Hey guys, it's your IbikiTalks out here. I'm back again with a new series. I'm here with a special guest.
Yes sir, MotivatedbyE, or you can call me Emmanuel.
Yeah, so today we're just gonna do a run through of talking about how he started his YouTube journey. I hear you're on 5K subscribers now.
Yep, just hit 5K today.
How does it feel having 5K subscribers?
It's surreal because like starting off with literally 100 people, 100 people subscribed to me, to now 5,000. Like I've actually got a community now. Like I've always wanted a community of people, because like when you start off YouTube in the beginning, you're just posting videos. You don't know who's watching your videos. You just want a group of people, maybe around 100. Back then I just wanted like 50 people consistently just to watch my videos, but now it's like 1,000, 2,000. Now it's like 5,000 people on the channel, so it's crazy, yeah.
So as you're seeing it now, you don't really see it like that anymore. You just keep on posting your content by being consistent, right?
Yeah, so right now it's like I don't even I kind of carried that mindset on, I'd say, when I first started in like the first maybe before 1K, around like 800 subscribers. I kind of just posted and posted and posted. I didn't really care who was watching it or not. I did a lot of travel vlogs, a lot of food vlogs, just posted. Back then I was getting like about 100 views in like a week, and that was good for me. Like listen, 100 views in a week, that was a solid record for me. So now it's just kind of like, right now, like if I get like 100 views in a day, I don't even bat an eyelid at it. If I get 1,000 a day, I don't bat an eyelid at it. I just keep it going, really just post now.
That's good. So let's get to the root on like how did MotivatedbyE pick up a camera and say, one day I'm just gonna do YouTube.
Okay, so okay, where can I really start? Okay, I'd say so back then, so I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, because I started YouTube 3 years ago. I think it's 3 years this last month or 2 months ago. And 3-4 years ago, everyone's on Snapchat. I was on Snapchat. Snapchat was big back then. I think it's still big now, but I was on Snapchat back then. I used to basically document my whole life. My life was like a movie on Snapchat. Like I used to document everything from the morning I woke up, what I was eating, where I'm going, any motive. Like I would document. And I remember a lot of people, engagement on Snapchat was crazy. I used to get back then, 400 views was a lot. 400 views was a lot. Like right now, obviously everyone's friends with everyone, so like people are getting 1,000 on average. But back then, 400 views, I was getting engagement. I'll post a snap, get 20 people messaging me. So that's when I knew, okay, cool, I'm good in front of the camera. I'm good at actually documenting stuff. So back then I didn't have Instagram, so I started to kind of open up an account there, start taking pictures and stuff like that. Start documenting my journey through taking pictures and stuff, because around that time I was just entering America, so a lot of people wanted to see what it's like out there. So I did Instagram and Snapchat for about a good year and a half, until I realized, I need to actually go on YouTube. So I made that jump to YouTube during my last year in America. So yeah, that's when it all started.
So as you mentioned America, what took you to America?
Oh, basketball, man. Basketball. So literally started at 19 playing basketball, or let's say 18 and a half. Started basketball, then made the journey up to go to America at 19. Went over there and did my thing.
So before you moved to America on Friday, I'm playing basketball. Was you playing before in the streets of London?
No, I wasn't. That's the thing. I started literally 18. I was 18 turning 19. Started in Peckham, literally just playing basketball. I started in the gym, honestly. Daniel Taylor Center, for those who know. Going to the gym over there. Then I used to just see, what were they called back then? It's Stomach Legends now, but we were called something else back then. Forgive me, Coach Notes. Rest in peace. But it was Stomach Legends back then. They were training, and I used to look down and watch them, because it was the gyms at the top, and you can see them training. So I used to be like, nah, man, I want to play basketball. And during that time, I was in a weird situation with education, school, dropping out of college and stuff like that. So I just picked up the ball and started training from scratch, literally, and just took it from there.
Yeah. So obviously, when you were playing basketball, what made you better? What made you improve all the time? Every time you picked up the ball, what made you improve? What skills?
Kind of competition. So my main thing was that if I walk into the gym and I'm the worst player there, cool. I'm gonna go to the best player and try to beat him, because automatically, if I can beat him in a one-on-one, I'm the best player in the room. And that's how I saw it. That was my logic back then. So I would literally be up against, matching up man-to-man with the best player there, and that's how my defense went up. And once your defense gets up, that's when people give you playing time, because they're like, okay, this guy can at least guard the ball. He may not be good on offense, but he can at least guard the ball. And I took that mentality throughout like my 1.5 years in London, just being a good defender, getting rebounds and stuff like that. And when I went to America, that's when I actually realized you need to be able to develop that offensive side. So in America, it was constant one-on-ones, constant developing that guard skill, you feel me? Because most of the time I just worked in the paint because of my height. So yeah, that's how it kind of like took control.
Yeah. So like in America, obviously it's more tough, like the pressure, you know, you want to get a lot of pressure in America.
Yeah.
So like when you first did like a session in America, like what was it like for you?
We didn't even touch a ball. Like I remember it was like it was pre-season and we didn't touch a ball for about, I'd say 2 weeks straight. It was a straight conditioning, just running laps, running raps, literally. Like before, leading up to America, I used to run like Burgess, innit, 1 hour mile trips and stuff like that. So going over here to America, it was kind of like the cardio was tough, but I was used to it. But it was like really, really tough because once you get onto the court, it's like non-stop, up and down, up and down. Yeah. So like after the first 2 weeks, and we actually finally touched the court, that's when you realize the skill gap because people are doing stuff like shooting jump shots like consistently, dribbling the ball without any hesitation, getting to the rim with ease, using their body control. The guys were dunking like it was crazy over there. Like it was just natural hops. Like I had to train for my hops. People just had that shit. They just jumped up and just dunked it. So yeah, the first training was definitely like a whole kind of like blowback. I was just like, damn, I need to get better. So like I used to do double sessions. Like I'll go to training for 2 hours. Then after that, go back home, literally head straight to the basketball courts, working out to the point where I just, I think I blew both my knees, honestly, at that point, because it just got crazy with the training sessions out there.
But like the mentality you had behind it before you left the UK to go to the US, it was like, it's a different mentality. It was just like...
Yeah, it's a different mentality. It's funny thing is I actually kind of converted from that mentality. Before it was more kind of like Mamba mentality, work. And then you realize, wait, hold up. The body is flesh. The body is not a machine. You feel me? Your body will break down and it will stop. And that's what I found out like real soon after my first year. Like I improved tremendously, but I gained a lot of injuries, a lot of knee injuries, a lot of stuff that I didn't fix until my third year, my junior year in college. And that's when I realized, wait, hold up, you gotta play smart, you gotta work smart, you gotta train smart. You can't be wasting your time doing 1,000 dribbles, 1,000 shots. That's stupid. You understand? You gotta work on a specific thing that you do in the game and repeat that. You understand? And the funny thing about American basketball is that you have to be so like concise and so kind of specific to your role on the team, because if you're not, and you're just a player that you think you can do it all, or you want to be able to do it all, you could be humbled real quick. And honestly, there's a guy that shoots, there's a guy that scores, there's a guy that plays defense, and a guy that rebounds. And if you're not one of those guys, you better find your role. Yeah, you understand? And if you can't take the seat behind the guy that scores and be the second leading scorer, you're just off the team. You just don't get no minutes, and that's what a lot of guys don't understand. So for me, it was like rebounding. That was my main thing. Rebounding, playing defense.
So what position was you again?
I played power forward majority of my whole kind of college season. Like power forward, which I'll tell myself when I was there that I want to be a guard. But now that I'm looking back at it, if I really kind of like focused and honed my skills as a power forward, then I would have been a really, really, really good power forward. Even at my height, like there's certain skills that you just can transition over, and when you take it to the pro level, you realize that you need those skills at the end of the day. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, you know, as a power forward, like, what power forward do you look up to, like an icon?
Power forward. I didn't even look up to no power forwards. Back then, I was looking up to guards. Like a lot of my games, I used to watch Damian Lillard, Westbrook, Kyrie. Those are the guys I used to watch like religiously, because like I just loved the guard skill. Like I loved being able to. I was nimble. You understand? And that's the thing. That's what I used to my advantage. I was fast, I was agile, I had hops. I had a bit of weight to me as well. Like you could not bully me down there. Like right now, I'm 100 kg, and I feel like I'm not even putting on weight. I haven't been to the gym in about 2-3 months, and I'm 100 kg just sitting. So when I used to work out, like I was 100 kg muscle, so it was like you couldn't really move me. So in terms of that, like I used to use that to my advantage. Catch me on the perimeter, you're not stopping me driving to the rim. Catch me in the post, you're not stopping me getting that layup inside. So it's one of those ones where I looked at the guard skills because I wanted to be more faster, more nimble with the ball and get to the rim. So yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you're moving on, talking on YouTube, like what other content, you know?
YouTube. Okay, so with YouTube now, I started off with food vlogs, travel vlogs. What else? Just documenting life in general, because I wanted to be like DDG. You understand? That's the one that I watched religiously. Oh my god! When I first started, I used to watch a ton of vlogs. DDG was the main person. What's her name? Annie Drea. I used to watch her a lot. Lydia. I used to watch all their vlogs. Literally just sitting there binging their vlogs. Like I could sit down and watch like a 30-minute vlog and just be entertained. So I wanted to mimic that. I wanted to have that kind of like editing style. I wanted to be able to walk into a room and have people watch me walk into a room. Have people like be that third person in the room. You feel me? And also give people that first person perspective as well in what I'm doing. Like, so I was very kind of like precise on how I filmed my videos, mimicking those people. I wanted the style of that personal one-to-one talk like DDG's did, and that kind of third person like Annie Drea does in her videos, where you just see her doing multiple things and you don't even know that she's recording it. It's crazy. Like, she'll be cooking and she'll put the camera down. And Lydia, just with her travel vlogs, literally, like the way she does her thing. So I try to incorporate all three of those people in how I do my videos now. But it's definitely changed. Like, now I'm doing hair videos, so I've gained a massive audience, which is probably due to like my growth right now, just like my locks. Gained a massive audience in the lock community, especially in America right now. Like, they're really big on locks. And yeah, literally just that. Right?
Yeah, so obviously I feel like it's really important, you know, just like to get like, for obviously your audience, for them to keep watching you, you've got to like build some side, keep you going there, and like they'll keep on watching your videos. Like, for me personally, I'm a subscriber of your videos, and I'm a fan of like, you know, how you have your humor and how, you know, just say, yo guys, you know, you just say like things that are specific, like specific, that the subscribers watch as well, and it just keeps me peeled. Especially the log videos as well, like it's just like I'm just like, this is motivating me. And the consistency as well. That's a main factor, the consistency as well. The way you're just dropping videos. Like, the other day you dropped a video, I think it was the other week, you must have dropped a video or something. And I was like, damn, that guy, he dropped that video quick. And I'm like, nah, I gotta work on my content, I gotta get my stuff. So it's a thing now, where I've gained a mentality now, to like, you know, pre-record videos and just load them, and that's what I'm working on mostly. So,
yeah, it's very true. You can do it two ways. Like, there's two ways to do it. Like, the ways that you just did right, the way that you just said right there, pre-recording videos and then uploading it to keep that consistency. Then there's just like recording on the flow. So like I do a mixture of those. There's times where I record a video and I know that I'm going to drop it in the next 5 days. Then there's times where I record a video and I'm just like, I need to drop that now, not later. And there can be times where I record 2 videos in one day and I'm just like, okay, I need to drop both these videos now within the next 3 days, instead of waiting a week and like stretching out content. Because I know some people, they will record like maybe 3 or 4 videos and they space it out throughout the month. Now I've realized with YouTube is that it doesn't matter if you post a video today, tomorrow, next week. Once the video hits, the algorithm is going to take a certain amount of days to marinate for it to reach its people. So it's one of those ones where it's like, why would you hold that in your backlog when it's already going to take X amount of time for this video to reach its people? So it means that, say you hold a video for 5 days now, you post it on that 5th day, it's going to take basically 2 days now, or within those 2 days, to then reach its people, to show up on people's pages and stuff like that. So technically you now wait 7 days to drop that video. So how I see it is that if I drop a video, if I record it today and I drop it the next day, it's going to take another 2-3 days, and that's when I'm going to start seeing the results. And funny enough, the analytics for the videos don't come in after 2 days. So you can already tell that that's how the system works. So I don't hold back with videos, especially if it's a video that I'm excited to drop. I just drop it like that. Don't really care. On to the next project, because you can't just have that backlog. Like, if you have like, there's people I know that have like, say, 6 videos to sit in for the month and they're Gucci, but it's just like, I can't do that, man. I need to at least drop a video once every 3 to 4 days. Like, that's how, like, when I first started, I was doing that. Understand? I was like dropping a video once a week. Then I realized it doesn't even matter, man. No one's watching you like that. No one's kind of like, kind of counting the amount of videos you watch, unless they go on their page and they just want to know, okay, how consistent this guy is. But most people that are the audience, they don't really care about stuff like that. They'll check your page here and there. Like, most times for me, because I'm a big YouTuber in terms of like, I watch YouTube probably about 6-7 hours a day, and I will check my favorite YouTuber's page probably about 3 or 4 times in a day. I'm subscribed to them, so I should get their notification, but I'll check it 3 or 4 times a day just to see if they posted something. So that's how people are, you understand? So it's if you're waiting every week, just remember that person has a whole bunch of schedules in their head. So they're not going to keep reminding themselves, oh, Emmanuel drops a video every Sunday. Nah, it may work. That was the old YouTube. Yeah. But nowadays, people just want to be entertained every single day.
Because you got a bigger following as well.
They want to be entertained every single day, every hour. You see some big YouTubers, they drop videos like 2 videos in a day. You understand? And I don't know how they do it, but they drop 2 videos in a day.
Yeah.
And they keep that consistency. That's obviously those guys that are like 100K. You got like Mr. Beast, or not Mr. Beast, he's a bad example. He drops a video like maybe once every week or something like that. But someone that is like in the 70Ks, 80K, 100Ks, they're dropping videos like that, clockwork, around the day, and you're thinking, damn, they're entertaining, and that's why you subscribe to them. You're thinking, damn, this person's dropping a video every day. I'm here for it. So yeah.
Because I'm still at the foundation. I'm still at the start level, and like how I see like my things, like my content, I don't really care about the views at the moment. Yeah. I just care about the consistency. And in my mind, I know how to get the subscribers and the views by having different ideas of what I can do. So it's a thing where I'm just thinking and just plotting and just writing down and planning ahead of time to know what I need to do to get these subscribers and keep my audience entertained. So at the moment, like, you know, I'm just, you know, still...
Yeah, for you, like, what I would say, like, that would be really good advice for you is, because you're doing more kind of like a podcast / talking, just kind of getting your thoughts out there, I would set up a system where you kind of write down the topics, write down the subtopics of what you're about to talk, and literally just record, whether you're in your bedroom, when you're in your living room, when you're outside, record in different areas to kind of give people, the audience, different stimuluses, make sure the sound is right and everything, and just whenever that thought comes to mind, write it down on paper, get out there and record. You understand? You want to make your process quite easy so that you can drop content consistently without it draining too much on you. Because right now is a thing where, say you put in your work like you're doing right now, you're putting in your work right now, and you drop this video, it gets 100 views, and you're thinking, damn, I put in a lot of effort for that video. You understand? You don't want to be disappointed. You never want to be disappointed with the content that you drop out. So make it easier in terms of how you make that content. So think about TikTok. TikTok is like, you make a 6-second video and it can go viral. You want to kind of bring that concept over to YouTube. Your video should cost you nothing to make. You understand? It should cost you no time, it should cost you no effort. You just record, sit down in front of the camera, what's up guys, I just got this thought about this topic. Boom, 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 boom. Cut it off, 8-minute video, post. And you just keep it moving like that. Yeah. So then like, I used to listen to this one dude, back when I was young, like when I was like 15, he's called Solly Breaks. Have you heard of him? He's like a spoken word speaker.
I think it rings a bell.
Yeah, he's got like an event coming up in Brixton. And back then, he was like one of the OG YouTubers. He used to do spoken word on YouTube, and I used to watch his videos religiously. And I don't know how he used to post back then, but I could tell that he posted quite frequently back then. And he would literally get on the camera, speak to the camera, quiet. Until he got bigger and he started doing a bit more edits. But that was him. That was his original platform. He got on the camera, spoke to us, quiet. And you were thinking, damn, this guy just spoke some truth for 6 minutes and cut. I need him again. You know, I need him to talk to me again. You understand? And you'd be waiting for his spoken word. You'd be waiting for him to say some stuff about things that you're going through in life. And I think you should just kind of mimic that. You know what I mean? Yeah, give people those 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute clips of just straight knowledge or what your perspective is, and that will be less work on you and more value for them.
Because as you're saying that, like, why do you feel like people don't want to hear that in like this model of society, like this generation?
Attention span, man. Attention span is crazy. Like I can look at my analytics right now and I average probably about 2 minutes 40 seconds, if not 3 minutes duration, like audience duration on my videos. And that could be a video where it's like 10 minutes long, 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long, and that's my average right now. Like on average, I drop about 8-minute videos. Yeah. So I've got audience retention time of about 2 minutes to 3 minutes. That's kind of poor, but that's just humans. You understand? You can't for you to get that up to about 8 minutes on average. It means that you probably got like a music video or something like that, or you're doing those types of content. Just want to come for the good bits and leave. You understand? So you gotta try to make sure in your YouTube videos you're giving 100%. You're not just blasé for a long time. Cut to the bits. Make sure that editing is neat. Because people they're not waiting around for that time. They're not waiting to listen. Oh, what's good, guys? I just had this good day. No, they want to hear what that title was saying. You understand? So for my videos, what I try to do is I try to get straight to the point. So I made it a thing to make my intros 15 seconds. So back when I first started, I used to have this whole intro opening. I used to do all of that stuff. It used to last like 20 seconds, and then the video would start. And it's just like, nah, people don't have time for 20 seconds of an intro. You understand? Especially if they're consistent viewers. They don't want to see the intro every 20 seconds. It's boring. So now I've scrapped that whole idea. That was like the old YouTube. Now it's more kind of like, hey guys, what's up? I'm doing this today. Let's get into it. Boom. That's straight. 15 seconds. That's it. You understand? You don't lose them. They get the stuff. Especially when you're trying to give someone a solution to something. So if I'm making a hair lotion or something like that, or something like that, I don't want to tell people, okay guys, before we make this hair lotion, the way people are just they're gonna drag it. I can literally see them dragging that line and skipping your video to the good part, and that's it. And yeah, so you just have to avoid that.
So obviously, talking on like attention span here, I feel like TikTok has played like a big factor in it.
So TikTok is, I feel like they just gave people what they wanted. Bro, those Chinese people, they're smart. The Chinese people, they're smart, because I think TikTok already existed before they brought out the Western version, and they are very, very smart. Because like, if you've got places like China, Asia, Japan, Korea, all these people, they're very hyper stimulated. Everything in their environment is very, very hyper stimulated. They got a lot of entertainment. You understand? And the entertainment industry in Korea, Japan, and China all together, or let's just say Hong Kong, is just literally booming. Like, you feel me? You can find any type of entertainment source out there. That's why the people over there, they're just
next level.
You understand? And that's next level, because they keep finding ways to entertain themselves. Yeah. So bringing that over to the Western society now, it's like a drug. Like, we're looking at TikTok like cocaine. It's just like, wow, we never knew you can have a platform where you can keep swiping and keep entertaining yourself. The average duration for a TikTok is 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds.
That's nuts.
You understand? 1.5 seconds, literally. So people are literally swiping. If they don't like it, next one. If they don't like it, next one. If you catch them within that first second, okay, they might watch it. Swipe. You understand? Like, it's mad. It's actually mad. So you've got the whole kind of looping system now. You've got people putting loops in videos to keep people's attention. You've got people like giving you those like wow factors in the beginning to keep your attention for about 3 seconds, then you're swiping. Like, so yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. You just have to kind of join the wave of TikTok. You can't avoid it.
Nah, it's true, because a couple years ago, when lockdown was happening, I was like, my guy was just like, oh yeah, down with TikTok. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Then someone said, yo, for you to push your YouTube, use TikTok to help you. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just give it a shot.
Yeah, that's how I see TikTok. I see TikTok as an exposure kind of platform, because TikTok's creator fund doesn't pay. No matter if you have 100K, it doesn't pay. You'll get like maybe £100 within a year or some shit like that. It's very, very bad. Wow. Because they only pay videos that blow up within a certain amount of time. Yeah. So once that video has stopped blowing up within, let's just say it's a day, you don't get paid for anything it makes after that day. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where your videos can't really make you money for a long period of time. So YouTube is one of those things, you drop a video on YouTube, like there's videos, I've got like videos that I made 2-3 years ago, still making me money. They're probably my biggest earners that's making me money. They're just sitting there. You understand? And they're not going to go nowhere because it's on the algorithm. You understand? You've given someone or a group of people something to watch every single time they search something. Yeah. So that video just keep making you money throughout. TikTok doesn't have that. So that's why their creator fund is just terrible. You don't get paid for it. So how I see TikTok is literally just exposure. So if you can get an audience base of I'd say like 50K onwards, then you know you've got something now. Now you've got 50,000 people. Even though you don't have access to that entire 50K, you've got access to at least 3,000 to 4,000 people. And that's good enough. That's good enough to push an idea, that's good enough to push a product, that's good enough to kind of transfer people over to another link. So right now, like, I think I'm sitting on 6,600. So I don't see that as anything right now. So I'm treating TikTok like it's the last project. Yeah, I don't even care. Like, I post consistently on there, so you think I cared, but I don't, because until I get to that 50K, 100K mark, the platform is useless. Yeah. It's honestly useless. Like, because it's one of those ones where even if you have 100K, you can still get a video that will get 1,000 views. Yeah. True. So it's just like, it will never be reliable. So unless they change it in the future, but I just feel like it will never be reliable. So it's just a platform for exposure. And sometimes brands because brands right now, they love that kind of short form content. It's a way to showcase your talent within 30 seconds. If you can make a good video within 30 seconds, it means you're a highly talented creator. highly talented, especially those people that are good on Snapchat. If you're really good on Snapchat and you entertain people, transition that type of video onto TikTok and see how it does. If you can do it, because I know a lot of people that are big on Snapchat and they're on TikTok doing these little talking videos where they're like, guys, today my mom tried to do this, and you watch the whole video, you're thinking, damn, this person's interesting. They're funny as well. Blown. You understand? So yeah, TikTok's just for exposure, really.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, the other content you're filming is food as well. What are you into doing with food stuff? Food,
that's always been my passion, literally. Like all my videos, like even my most viral videos on TikTok are food related. Food is just one of those ones where I've worked as a chef for like 4 or 5 years, part-time, just working. Like, so I've been in the kitchen for time. I love cooking, love food, love different types of food. And it's just something that I can have an opinion on.
Yeah.
And a valid opinion on it. Like, you know, when people don't have that palate, like I've got that palate, like I know my food, you understand? I've tasted food from different cultures as well, so it's just like, it's one of those areas where I feel comfortable. I can walk into a facility and just start recording, like, guys, today I'm going to try out this, I'm going to try out that. You know me, and I'm able to give you a very good immersive feeling. You're thinking, damn, I'm right here tasting this food with this guy. Yeah. So yeah, this food is just got my heart, man.
Like university experience. Oof. Yeah.
You give me a perspective of how uni is for you, because right now I'm finishing my dissertation right now for my masters. So, but that's not part of the whole uni culture. So like, you tell me how uni was for you, and like I'll give my perspective on it.
Personally, for me, like uni, it was a journey. You know, obviously I was there for 9 months.
Yeah.
Seeing how it is.
What were you studying?
I was studying criminology.
Criminology. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just doing criminology with security studies, because obviously on the side as a job I do security.
Yeah.
So it was a thing where, you know, I was just seeing how it is. My dad said, my Nigerian dad, you know, he wanted me to go to uni, you know, and everything like that. But yeah, it was just a thing personally. Like I was like, you know what, let me try it out. Let me just see how the experience.
So he's the one that kind of strong armed you into the decision to go uni.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was a thing where I couldn't really say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really have anything going at the time, at the situation I was. So I was like, you know what, let me follow it through. Let me go through and let me see how it is. So it's just a thing where, like, you know, when I'm in uni now, I'm just settling. You know, I'm just like, damn. Because I kind of envisioned this like months before, like, you know, accommodation, chilling and everything like that. So I kind of saw, you know, the scenarios, and I just played it out, just premeditated it.
Yeah.
So it was a thing where, like, you know, when I actually got there, I was like, wow, I'm here. It's like, I didn't feel sad, I didn't feel some side of way. I was just like, alright, cool, let's keep it moving.
What uni did you go to?
I went BCU.
BCU, okay. What's that? Birmingham City University. I was actually going to go there. That was one of my options when I was like considering uni in London. I wanted to do property development there. Oh, wow. That was like the only university. I think they had like 20 universities in the whole of like the UK, and I was like one of them that did it. So yeah. Okay, BC, that's Birmingham, man. Coventry, all them areas right there, man. Leicester, woof. That's the Midlands. That's a tough place. It's a tough place.
What's your insight on those areas?
Party central, just people doing nonsense. Really, like it's a tough place to come out of, or just kind of keep your focus, because you're just surrounded by a lot of like, let's just say, a lot of madness, a lot of fun, and especially being your first time. Like, what area are you from? Like
me
originally.
Originally, like country or like.
No, UK.
Elephant Castle.
Okay, so you're from Elephant Castle, so so leaving London to go to like the Midlands, where it's a hub of black people, parties, different people, girls, all of that stuff. You got your own place. Yeah, you gotta be a strong-willed person, boy, to survive that.
But the thing is, like before, I wasn't really at Elephant Castle. I actually lived in Scotland.
Oh, Scotland! What the?
Bro. I've lived everywhere, so I kind of have an aspect of different cultures. Yeah.
So Scotland, jeez.
Yeah, bro.
So you grew up in Scotland?
Yeah, pretty much most of my life. Then I came to Cambridge in 2013.
Damn. Yeah. So how long you stay in London then?
Officially, I'm just like in and out of London. I'm just in and out.
Damn.
I lived here till I was like around 7 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, if you could give it a number, like, how many years did you like actually kind of experience London for then? That culture?
5 years, bro.
5 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough to kind of like get the vibe, I guess. Like 5 years, yeah, shit.
Well, like, I've got a memory of like what everything is, you know, like where I used to live and everything like that, like, you know, all those small places. You know.
That's good. So how did you find it transitioning into uni and like without no kind of plan, basically? You just stepping in there.
It was a thing where when I was in college, I was like, you know what, let me just do a course. let me just, you know, do something. I just want to go uni so bad. Because in my mind, I was just seeing on Snaps, people enjoying themselves, people partying. So I kind of infiltrated that idea and said, you know what, let me just do that. Why would I waste my time and work so hard, put so much effort and time and studying just for that? Like, it just didn't make any sense. As I'm looking at it right now, I'm just seeing it doesn't make any sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't benefit out of it.
Yeah.
But it's a thing where I could actually learn from, you know, my mistakes, and I can actually learn from my experience. And people that are yet to go to uni, I can tell them, you know, what to do and what not to do, you know what I'm saying? So my experience personally, like in uni, it kind of shaped me to who I am today.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't go uni, or if I didn't continue with uni, I don't know if I would have been doing this podcast today, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it was just a thing where I had to learn from that opportunity, I had to, you know, learn from mistakes and see an opportunity and what I can do to, you know, better myself. And me doing podcasts and stuff, like, it's a way of me, you know, doing this. So, yeah, just the experience in uni, it was mad, but it was good. So I appreciate it,
I kind of like relate to that, because for me, I failed in sixth form college, like, so I took a year out, literally just working. I worked in like Tesco for like the whole summer, until I realized, wait, you know what, like, I need to actually do something with my life, and basketball came into the picture. And basketball was the only reason, literally, why I went back into college, finished off, got a BTEC, and then went on to university. Because I was telling my coach at the time, I said, I don't really want to go to university in London. I don't really want to do the whole education thing. I just want to play basketball. How do I continue to play basketball? I know I'm not good enough. And he was just like, you know what? You need to actually go to America. You need to actually go to an education system where they value sports at the same time. And I knew I'd be able to get that through the American system instead of the UK system. UK system is like practice twice a week. It's an American system, you got practice twice a day. You understand? So it's like, I knew they're gonna value sports, and education was just gonna be something on the side. Like, I was naturally smart. Like, you want me naturally smart. Even though I failed college is a different form of testing. You know, when I did degrees, it was more kind of relaxed. It allowed me to kind of take time to write my stuff. You feel me? In college, it's more kind of like you got to do an essay within 1 hour. You got to do an essay within 30 minutes. I can't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more kind of a procrastinator. It takes me about a month, but I'll give you that essay. You feel me? So I figured that out in America. I realized that's how I learn. That's how I kind of excel in education. So doing my masters now, it's the same kind of concept. I wouldn't have thought I would get to the level of doing my masters, because I hate uni. I hate education with a passion, and here I am with flipping masters. So it's something like, if I was to give someone advice stepping into uni right now, or thinking about going to uni at the age of 17, maybe 16, thinking of going to uni, I'd say definitely take that gap year. I remember there was a time where I used to see people take gap years. People would be like, oh, I'm just going to work for a year, maybe travel before I go into uni. Take it, because as a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, you haven't fully been socialized into society yet. You haven't had a conversation with multiple adults. I remember when I was working in Tesco, my assistant manager, he was 27 at the time. He was like, yo, Emmanuel, you should join this management program at Tesco. And I used to look at him like, no, the fuck, I'm gonna be a Tesco manager, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 17 at the time. I'm thinking, nah, man, I'm not trying to work in Tesco for the rest of my life. But realistically, when I look back to what he was saying, he was like, listen, you could be a manager within 3 years. The time that's going to take you to finish your degree in uni. You understand? So while people are leaving uni with no money, you're already going to be on a 30k salary. You understand? Crazy. And with the prospects of hitting 50k within the next 2-3 years after that. So in my head, I wasn't kind of thinking like that, because I wasn't socialized into society. I didn't know how the world works. You understand? Because right now, how I see the world right now is, it's basically a rat race to make as much money.
100%.
That's it. Like, it's got nothing to do with education. It's got nothing to do with your creative style. It's got nothing to do with who you are as a person. It's literally just a race to make the money. That's it. And the people that can make money efficiently and the fastest, they're winning. They're literally living life. They're Gucci. They're enjoying it. You understand? But the people that are just like, you're trading your 40 hours a week to make 2-3k a month, whether it's 5k, you can make 6k for all I care. You understand? You're trading 50 hours to make 3k, 4k a month. It's not efficient. You understand? It's not efficient, and people out there are dying. People out there are stressing. You can see the political state of the economy right now, and how people are fighting these governments because they're pissed. They're trading 50 hours to get a salary that's 3K after tax, and you're thinking, "Blad, my rent is 1,200. My living conditions is about 500 a month.
It's tough out here.
And I've got about £800 for the rest of the month to myself to enjoy. That's liberties. You understand? So it's like
that's
that's what I'm saying. So you have to realize, okay, how can I make money efficient? How can I make money the fastest? How can I make a large sum of money within a short amount of time? And that kind of socialization at a young age, at 16, 17, you're not listening. No. You're just not listening. You're just thinking, nah, man. Because back then, when I was working in Tesco, I was making about 1,400. Because I was trading mad hours. I wasn't going to college or anything. I was doing overtime. I had young bones. I had young legs. So I was going into work like it was nothing. I was addicted to money back then. So I thought 1,400, 1,200 was good.
Yeah, I thought like £1 million in your eyes, innit?
That's money. I was not thinking. I said, because I got no bills to pay. I got nothing to pay, so I'm thinking, Blad, this is calm. I have to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? But you grow up and you realize, hey, your expenses start to increase as you get older. And you don't want to put a family in there. When you put a family into the equation, 3K is nothing. Like in America, like it's ridiculous over there because it's actually tough because they have to pay for healthcare and everything. So when you want to start a family in America, people that are on like a 50K salary, like $50,000, which is about, I think, maybe 34,000, if not just under 40K.
Yeah.
They're struggling out there. They're struggling. And you're thinking 50K, that's decent. No, it's not. 50K is not decent. It's not it, man. You got, like, as a single person or even together as a family household, you got to be bringing 100,000 minimum to even, in America, and it's ridiculous. And you're thinking 100,000, wow. Because majority of that's going to tax. Majority of that is going to your house or your mortgage, and the majority of that is going to your kids' school, education, childcare, all that stuff. It's just flying out the window each month. So yeah, it's that. If you're let's backtrack. If you are 16, 17-year-old, you've got to really socialize into this world. You've got to really sit down with adults. You've got to really put yourself in an environment where you can actually learn all this information through word of mouth, one-to-one situation, so you can actually believe it. Don't just go straight into university and enter that bubble where the world is just kind of like fake for another 3 years. You understand? You don't want to babysit yourself when you know yourself as an adult. You're emerging. Your mind is getting inquisitive. You don't want to put yourself back into that bubble of school for 3 years, and then you're gonna come out thinking, okay, now I'm 21 years old. Now you want to socialize into society. You're gonna get a harsh reality.
And there's another thing that I want to touch on as well, you know, to uni.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of, you know, African parents don't understand our emotions. They don't really care about that. Yeah. They just don't really like care about our mental health, obviously, as we're going to touch on.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's just like, for me personally, I've kind of seen it. I'm like, nah. I would, like, if you want to speak facts and you want to actually speak your mind, they'll just, you know, start shouting and arguing with you and saying, nah, this, nah, that. Then, like, this is where, like, you know, they'll get misled to doing things that they're going to do, and they just, you know, get lost because of their parents' expectations and everything.
The funny thing is, like, I dealt with that throughout. Like, literally, I hated education when I was like, I knew I hated education when I was like 12 years old. I did not want to go to secondary school. I didn't want to wake up at 8 a.m. and stuff, but it was compulsory. Like, my mom would beat the shit out of me. If my attendance dropped to 85%, she would beat the shit out of me. It's like, I'm going to school, it's just that I'm coming late. Yeah. I don't know why my attendance is 85%. Yeah. She would beat the shit out of me. So it's one of those ones where she was very strict on me going through the whole education system until I failed. And that's when she was like, oh shit, he actually failed. Like, he dropped out, like he's done. And that's when I actually started to take control of my own kind of life. Mm-hmm. And in that sense, I told her, I said, I'm just going to work. Like, you can't do nothing about it, I'm going to work. And she was okay with that at the time. So it was one of those ones where with African parents in general, what they've got is they've got a plan in their head from the moment they give birth to you. I'm talking about first generation African parents. So if your parents literally just touched the country, they weren't born in the UK. If they were born in the UK, they might have a different mindset. But if they just came over to the UK within the last 20, 30, 40 years, then they're going to have that kind of basic package knowledge of how to get their child successful because they don't know the system. Yeah. You understand? The only system that they've dealt with is the working class system where they came to the country, they've had to sit down on a job and work mad hours to make £7, £8 an hour. And they're thinking, how do I get to the management position? The management position requires grades. It requires education. It requires certificates. It requires this kind of qualification. And they're looking at their child thinking, I don't want you to be in my position. I want you to have all the education required so that you can skip this £8.50 an hour and get to the big bucks. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like they have this package in their mindset and they're thinking, no, this is the only way, this is the only successful route that my child should go through. They're not understanding that, listen, the moment you're a child born in the UK, possibilities are endless. Endless. You can literally do, listen, the government will pay for everything from you being from 0 all the way to 18. They don't care. The government's got you, you understand? And the funny thing is that if you used to even move out your house, at 16, 19, or not 19, 16, 15, 20, 13, the government will pay for a house. They'll put you in service. They'll continue to pay for you. So it's one of those ones where if you're a child growing up in the UK, you can never fail.
No.
You understand? You can never fail unless you're just completely idiotic and do something bad. You understand? But regardless of that, you can never fail up until the age of 18. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's when the government gives you that chance. You can I can give you a loan to extend this help to 21. You understand? So it's one of those ones where African parents now need to understand. Listen, your child ain't gonna fail. Give them the opportunity to test out different waters. If your child wants to play football, give them that route. Give them that support. Give them that guidance to chase it. If it doesn't work out, guess what? They're still 18, they're still 19 at the end of the day. They still got a chance to be successful because the government and the system allows them to. You understand? So back when I was 12, I used to kick ball a lot. I was pretty decent. Like every London UK boy would say. I was pretty decent. If my mum, because I remember I was in primary school, I was in year 6, and my head teacher, he was a football coach, he used to take me over to Daniel Taylor Centre to go train with the year 8s and year 9s. So I was on a decent level. I was playing with 3-4 years older than me. And it's one of those ones where if my mum at the time realised that, listen, you've got an athlete on your hands, put money into this kid.
Yeah.
Because I played pro basketball, and why would I play pro basketball if I was a kid playing football? You understand? Imagine the possibilities then if someone actually took me and said, you know what, this guy's got a different physique, he's got a different athletics body, because I've been athletic all my life. Like, this shit was just gifted to me. There's times where I'll pull up athletics in secondary school, no training, no nothing, still come second, smoking people. It's just like, I'm malnutritioned, I'm barely eating, like, and I'm still smoking, guys. So it's like, you have an athlete, and if my mum at the time realised that education wasn't the route for me, let me put this guy into some sport. Doesn't matter what sport it is. I started basketball. Remember, I started basketball at the age of 18.
How old are you now?
26. You understand? And I've had a whole career, almost 6 years of basketball. You understand? 2 years professional, 4 years in America. So it took me 1.5 years within a sport just to get to a decent level.
Yeah. To
be able to even get a scholarship. So it's one of those ones where if my mum put in the effort at 12 years old, just for football, even basketball, you could have put my basketball in my hand.
Yeah.
I would listen, I don't know where I would be. You understand? I don't know where I would be. So it's one of those ones where if you're an African parent listening to this, and it's just like, you got to realize that your children have potential in so many different fields, and they've got a leeway of 18 years. So within those 18 years, they can mess around, they can fail, they can play around, you understand? And if you're listening to this as a 16-year-old, as a 15-year-old, you've got another 3 years of your life to mess around and decide.
Choose wisely.
That's what I'm trying to say. Choose wisely. You don't need to jump straight into the whole route of university. University literally is just another 3 years. Don't even look at it as kind of like a destination to go to. It's just another leeway option, another bubble that you can kind of sit down from 18 all the way to 21 without no one hassling your head. You understand? But during those first initial 18 years, you can do anything you want.
Literally.
Anything. Like I tell my little brother now, when you're picking your GCSEs, pick GCSEs that are all fun. I don't want to hear no business. I don't want to hear no accounting. I don't want to hear any of those. It's worthless. Dive into the areas that are going to be creative, that are going to actually challenge your brain in different areas. Business, sitting down on a computer, writing paperwork is not going to challenge your brain, bro. Sitting down doing accounting is not going to challenge your brain, bro. You're going to realize that once you go into these fields, you have one route. You understand? You study business, you study accounting, you get 6 months college, they're looking at you thinking, okay, so I'm guessing you're gonna continue on with math and do all this stuff. You get to university, they're gonna look at all your qualifications. They're gonna be looking at, okay, you've got accounting you can go into, you've got maths you can go into, you've got business you can go into, and you're gonna realize at the age of 18, why is my life all directed into these areas? And you're gonna think it's kind of like God's telling you that you're meant to be an accountant. No, it isn't. You've made that decision from a young age to lead yourself into business and accounting. You understand? So I would say, like, I chose all fine arts. I chose art, I chose motor vehicle engineering, and I chose health and social care. I chose subjects that were completely unrelated.
Yeah.
I had an interest in them, but they were completely unrelated to each other. So that made sure that when I went into sixth form college, I had a wide array of subjects I could pick from. Then from then, I could then make another decision on what subject I actually wanted to do. You understand? So it's one of those ones where I'm doing sports practice, sports performance practice right now as a master's. Yeah. So I wouldn't have thought I would have went from literally studying art and health and social care to being a sports performance practice kind of like scientist. So it's one of those ones.
And it kind of makes sense into like your experience and what you do like playing basketball as well. So it makes a lot of sense because I feel like for other people, they be studying fields that have no relation to what they're doing. I'm like, yo, why are you doing that?
If I knew like right now that, okay, so I've got my second passion with YouTube now. If I knew that I'll be doing YouTube and basketball, I would have probably picked media studies. You understand? I would have picked that. I would have went into art a bit more. I would have went into graphic designing. You understand? So like when I went into university, I would have way more kind of things to kind of help my journey with YouTube and stuff. Because right now I had to self-teach myself Premiere Pro, Photoshop. I tried with Illustrator, but I didn't really need Illustrator like that. But I'm pretty sure I can learn Illustrator. What else? There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of kind of softwares that I've had to learn myself and just like literally just sit down, and I've been interested in it. You understand? And these are things they teach you back in like secondary school, sixth form college, how to use Photoshop and Premiere Pro. So imagine that. Imagine if I went down that way. I would be a master class. Yeah. Like all of this stuff in front of us. Yeah. I'll be doing it. You probably understand?
Like, this is kind of what new to me, but I kind of like get an insight on how like things are working. You know, obviously, you know, I'm hoping to get a better camera and you know, convert to Premiere Pro. Obviously, as I'm doing at the moment. So I'm just using like a thing called InShot at the moment, just
InShot.
Yeah, InShot.
InShot. Okay, InShot. I think I've heard of InShot.
But I feel like it doesn't really have like the capacities of how I want to edit my videos. I feel like Premiere Pro like has what you need to do, but it's a bit, you know, complex. Would you say it's complex as a beginner?
Premiere Pro. The funny thing is, I had a friend that he's a creative kind of like director right now. He's done a lot of film studies, and he was doing I think he was doing like media studies in university in America. And I told him I wanted to get into like YouTube and stuff, and he literally said, you know what? The best thing to do is just learn Premiere Pro. Don't learn this. Don't learn Final Cut Pro or something like that. Don't learn all of those softwares because they're all kind of inferior to Premiere Pro. If you want to actually kind of be in a field of like high performance film creating, then it's Premiere Pro. Majority of them are using Premiere Pro. So I was like, okay, bet, let me jump into this. And he actually kind of taught me the basics. So I would say like if you was to look at a 1 hour tutorial on YouTube and try to learn it yourself, you would kind of struggle. Yeah. Because the concepts of like dragging and pasting and cutting and stuff like that is stuff that is quite difficult on Premiere Pro. They're not lenient in that kind of like learning process. But it isn't something too hard. Once you get the concepts of dragging film into an area, then chopping it up, then you start adding effects, sound effects. You can do so many things on Premiere Pro. Yeah. So many. Like I barely dabbled into it. Like I'm probably like 40% used Premiere Pro, so it's full capacity. It's probably another 60% that I haven't. I'm still learning stuff as I speak. But yeah, literally, it's I'd say it's difficult, but once you learn it, just know it's a skill. Yeah. Like right now, like if I'm looking for a job or anything like that in the creative kind of industry, having Premiere Pro is a standard. Like having Photoshop is a standard in your creative package. You understand? They don't look for Final Cut Pro. They don't look for all these other types of software. They look for Adobe. Adobe. If you have to learn Adobe, learn it. Trust me, man. It's an actual skill, and it's gonna actually help your kind of like your whole persona and everything. So let's get into that topic. Yeah.
So how do you like cope with mental health? Like what's the experiences you've had with it?
So my mental health has been all over the place. Honestly, like. I would say right now what I do with mental health, my coping mechanisms right now is food. So my favorite food of all time is wings. If I'm feeling any type of way, if I feel like everything's being overwhelmed, I will travel to Lidl, Asda, and literally buy me like 2 packs of fresh cut wings, season them bitches, literally put them in the oven, and boom. That's me, and I'm just chopping down on like 30 wings and watching some anime. That's me. So that's my one like main coping mechanism. Another one is like literally dealing with the stresses. So like what I'll do is back when I was dealing with a lot of stuff in terms of like say my job, uni, basketball, and YouTube, all at the same time, what I'll do is I'll just cut things off. So if it means I won't post a video in 2 weeks. I just won't post a video in 2 weeks, and I won't feel nothing about it. like I've got into that moment where my mom used to say is like, she used to give me this one advice: stop stressing about things that you can't change, you can't do nothing about. You understand? If you've got something that comes up, like say you submit your assignment and you think you're gonna fail, so you're stressing over it until the results are out. Why are you stressing over something that you can't change? You understand? Once it's submitted, onto the next project. You understand? So I use that same concept with the stresses in my life. So if I got like 5 things I'm tackling right now and I'm just stressed over each one of them, I'll be like, I'll separate the ones that I can't change. So YouTube, I can't change. You understand? It's one of those ones where why am I worried about my performance? Why am I worried about things like that? Audience, cast that aside. My job, is that something that I can change? I think it is something I can change. What can I change in it? Quit it or talk to the manager that I'm going to leave? Like, get something going. You understand? Like, as I won't just sit down and just allow it to affect my life. You understand? That's one thing I don't do. I hit the point, like hit the pain straight where it is. I remember when I was in Ireland, I was working part-time in it, and it was just getting too much with practice, traveling, all that stuff, YouTube, and then working part-time just to make ends meet, because the contract wasn't enough like that in terms of financially, so I had to work part-time. So it's one of those ones where it's like, if this job is irritating me, yeah, I need the money, but fuck it. I just cut it off. I just told the manager, I was like, yo, like, I can't do this. I can't, even though I'm only working 2 days a week, like, I can't. Like, and she was just like, damn, okay, I understand. Like, I can move you to 1 day a week. And I was just like, okay, that might help. It might help. I'll take it for now. You understand? So that's what I do with my coping mechanisms. A lot of people run away. Try not to run away from it. Try not to cloud it away. Try not to put it under the pillow or wherever it is and then think about it. Try attack the pain. If it's something that you can deal with it. If it's something that you can't deal with it, then cast it aside. You shouldn't be worried about it. You understand? So yeah.
Because personally, for me, how I deal with my pain, like I've came a long way. Obviously, I'm diagnosed with autism and stuff like that.
Oh shit, I didn't even know.
Yeah. So it's a thing where, like, for me, anything I'm going through, any pain I'm going through, I use that to my advantage. I don't see it as a disadvantage. Like, for example, for my mental health, you know, I go gym consistently, like 4 or 5 days a week, just gym. Then other than that, I focus on my YouTube. And I focus on other things as well, like, you know, just to help myself. So I feel like if I miss out on a day at the gym, I feel like bad. I'm like, nah. So for me, like, speaking on opposite, as you're saying, for me, I can't be laid back. I feel tired, I'll be like, nah. I'm in my bed, I'm like, yeah, I'll wake up, like, nah. I'm going gym, I'm getting straight. Then after that, you know, I cook, then, you know, I just try and do my videos as well. On top of that, just be like, yo, cool. I've had, you know, like a productive day and a useful day, you know what I'm saying? Then go work, then just keep on repeating. So as I'm seeing that, I'm just picking up. I'm just seeing, like, identifying the little mistakes that I'm going through and that I'm making to, you know, better myself into how I can be mentally strong. And, you know, say, like, if something from before is trying to hold me back and say, yo, listen, this is the situation you're going to be in like before. I was like, nah. I kind of like leveled up and better that situation on what I can actually do and work on. So it's a thing where if I'm going through some sort of pain, I just, you know, keep on going up and up and up. That's
the thing, when you said with the gym, you know, gym is a form of meditation. It's a big form of meditation, and one thing I do, like, you have to think about what is your state of mind when you're in the environment of the gym, and when you're lifting, what are you actually thinking about? Because if you can grab that state of mind and put that outside of the gym, you wouldn't need to go to the gym. Not to say that gym don't give you benefits, but a lot of the time when I first was dealing with my mental health, I used to go jogging. And I would run. Just run.
That's literally what I just do.
3 a.m. in the night, 2 a.m. in the night. I can't sleep. Running.
Run.
And I used to always think a lot while I was running. I used to be always thinking about what I wanted best for my life, where I wanted to be in life. And I realized, I used to do a lot of like retrospection when I was running. How can I take that into my regular day-to-day life? And literally every single hour of the day, retrospecting, telling myself what I need to do, what I don't need to do, what I don't like, what I do like, how am I feeling? Constantly checking in myself 24/7, and I feel like that is very good. Just to have a kind of a retrospective of yourself and talk to yourself, that's a very, very key point, a moment that you can do for your mental health, because it's a form of meditation. You know, if you don't have that meditation, like you said, you're not in the gym and you're not in that state of mind, you just kind of, because you're not talking to yourself, you understand? So try to kind of talk to yourself, try to kind of have that insight of yourself and how you're feeling. Constantly checking in yourself, how are you feeling? What's bothering me right now? If something's bothering me, eliminate it. You understand? And that's how I kind of see mental health right now with myself. Just constantly meditating in my head 24/7. And I'd say like eliminating bad vibes. That's like the major thing. Like, you know, when you first got in contact with me and I gave you my WhatsApp and I said, I don't talk like that.
Yeah.
there's a reason why. Like,
Yeah.
I started this time ago. Like, I'll say probably about maybe 7-8 years ago. I don't talk because I realized that if I get up in the middle of the day, or I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I run to is texting everybody that I need to text, you've just messed up yourself, because now you're then inviting energies from every single person. And you know, people are quick to share what they're going through. They're quick. People just unload a lot of stuff on you, and you're thinking, damn, man. And you never know what they've just told you has maybe messed up your energy.
Yeah, 100.
So when it comes to communication, unless your family members where you need me here, or you need me to go here for you, I don't even talk to people.
Or someone that has a benefit of your interest.
Yeah, bro, I don't even talk to people. Honestly, I really don't. You can go through all my messages. I don't even talk to people. Yeah. I just stay in my box. Like, if you pop up, yeah, I'll talk to you here, 5 minutes, but that's it. Yeah. I keep it short. Yeah, you know, like honestly, like, look, if you see our conversation on WhatsApp or Instagram, you think I'm just like a mute. But no, if you meet me in person now, we'll talk. Yeah. You understand? I'm a vibe. You understand? You understand? I'm a vibe, but I try to keep it limited when it comes to social media and this communication, because you don't want to invite bad vibes. Yeah. It's, bro, man, because honestly, bad vibes can just mess you up, lead you astray. Man, people are weird. Honestly, like, if you're good energy, people will really eat your energy, man. They'll sit there waiting for you to wake up just to.
And even content I post as well, like just content on Instagram. Bro, people come out the woodworks. Woodworks, especially when you're doing something good in the world. Come out the woodworks just to share their problems, share their energy. And yeah, I get people, everyone's hurting, everyone's stressed out, everyone needs good energy around them. But sometimes, if you're the person producing the good energy, you gotta protect yourself. Yeah, you have to. You
have to protect yourself, man. So that's mental health, man.
So to wrap up the video, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers out there?
Hey, listen, subscribe to this guy, watch this space, honestly, because this is just the first of many kind of talks like this, man. Once he gets his stuff together, once he gets his studio up, once he gets this kind of podcast looking, like, I like the feel of this video, you know what I'm saying?
It's tough, man.
So hey, watch this area, watch this this kind of area, because it's good to kind of see black men just talk and be open, you know what I mean? And just talk and vibe. Because I know there's a lot of guys literally our age, even younger and older as well, that just want to talk and listen and just hear about this kind of stuff and our perspective, you know what I mean? Yeah. So hey, watch this space, man. Subscribe to this, man.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel as well.